Yes, good morning, everybody. Fine that you all find your way this morning to the second day of the conference. My name is Harald Brems, and my job, so you can say today, is to start with the first lecture. There are not so many people here. I'm a little bit glad because of this, because I'm a little bit nervous and I didn't speak in front of so many people like today. I hope you are kind to me, you're nice to me if I say something wrong. Sometimes maybe my English is not so good. I don't find the words or so, but I will try to explain what I say. Yeah, I had a little bit problems this morning. I was a little bit late. I had problems with the train. If you are in Berlin, if you live here, or if you ride by train and by S-Bahn, you will discover that everything can happen in Berlin. I was waiting at the train station, and there was a sign saying my train that I had to take is coming in 2 minutes. And I stood there, and then the sign said it's coming in 1 minute, and the train came in, but I didn't look at the sign on the train, and it was the wrong train, and it took me to the wrong train station. So I had a little bit problems to be here, but I came 2 minutes before 9, so it was not so late like I thought. Yeah, my topic today, my issue is the history of mind control. I will not make such a large lecture like Nick Baggage yesterday. He spoke very, very long. My lecture will be very much shorter. And I want to tell you a little bit about MK-Ultra and the beginning of mind control. And I want to talk a little bit about the doctors who were involved. I think it's important to know how this began and what was happening in the past, because it's necessary if you have a discussion, if you try to explain people what is mind control. You often will hear that you are insane, you are crazy. People will not believe you and will say, why should somebody do something to you? Yeah. Why should somebody play such games to you? It takes so many money and it takes so many time and people to terrorize people in this way that they do. And I think it's what happened now? Okay, it's gone. Oh no, it's here. Yeah, I think when you can explain them that this happened before, it's much easier, because they are experimenting on people since a long, long time, since the late 40s with drugs and since the 50s, 60s with other things. And if we tell these people, I think the chance is bigger that they believe us. Yeah, this is not a new thing. Mind control is very old, and these experiments are running since the 50s. So, let's look. Yeah, I want to start with a quote of a guy we heard yesterday sometimes about him. He's very famous, Zbigniew Brzezinski, and he wrote these books in the 70s, between two ages. And in this book he wrote some things about mind control, some things that maybe he knew that they would come. Maybe he had so good connections to some scientists or something. I don't know why he had this knowledge, but he said some of these very interesting things about mind control. Speaking of a future at most only decades away, an experimenter in intelligence control asserted, "I foresee a time when we shall have the means and therefore inevitably the temptation to manipulate the behavior and intellectual functioning of all the people through environmental and biochemical manipulation of the brain." This is what we are what we know, what happens every day to us, but he knew it, or he was thinking about it very early, the 70s.
Next quote a little bit longer. In addition, it may be possible and tempting to exploit for strategic political purposes the fruits of research on the brain and on human behavior. Jordan J. MacDonald, the geophysicist specializing in problems of warfare, has written that accurately timed, artificially excited electronic strokes could lead to a pattern of oscillations that produce relatively high power levels over certain regions of the Earth. In this way, one could develop a system that would seriously impair the brain performance of very large populations in selected regions over an extended period. So I think this is something like we know as a HARP system, And this is what Nick Begich yesterday also meant. It looks like Brzezinski had very much knowledge from insiders. I don't know. Yeah, these are the different kinds of mind control. Mind control is a kind of umbrella word, because mind control means different styles, different sides of terrorizing people, of manipulating people. Yeah, for example, you can alter one person's mood, you can give him depressions, you can make him sad. If you give him special frequency in his brain, or maybe you can do it with implants, which are doing very similar things. You can manipulate the dreams, yeah. Also, stalking is a very big problem. Many TIs, not everybody, but I know many TIs in Germany and also in other countries that are very much stalked. I was stalked from the beginning, I'm a TI since 2002, and my torture became stalking, yeah, every day many stalkers, and also different, very weird things every day, experiencing every day. And this is a way, like, they drive people into the second ego. They try it, at least. Yeah. Voice to skull is also something that not everybody is experiencing. Voice to skull means voices in the head. Some people say it's done by scalar waves, and other people say it's done by electromagnetic waves. I think both is possible. There is no proof this time for scalar waves, but this does not mean that it's not existing.
It is not only reading the thoughts, but the interference of thoughts.
Yeah.
You think, you not say is your thing.
Yeah, they put thoughts in your head. You think it's your thought, but you got it from outside.
It's very important.
Yeah, and this is different, yeah?
May I ask you how complex these thoughts are? Are they just something like, I'm hungry, or is it something much more complex and detailed?
I cannot tell you because I don't have V2K, but I think they can put thoughts inside of your brain, and you think, yeah, it's like your own thought voice. Everybody has a kind of voice when you think, a kind of inner voice, and they make it like your inner voice, and you don't see the difference. Yeah?
Can they make you, for example, could they make a man feel attracted to a certain woman?
Yes, they can, yeah.
What?
You can make you attracted to children.
Or they can make you gay, if you want, to be attracted to men or something.
And read some consciousness also.
Yeah, but the people that I met that had voice to skull, this was a little bit different because this was like a radio to them. When they woke up in the morning and they had something like a radio playing all
the time, and it was one voice, or maybe two, or some of them had many, many different voices. And these voices were talking, and sometimes shouting or saying bad things to them all the day long until they go to sleep. It's like a radio always playing in your head. Everywhere you go and commenting things, what you are doing. Oh, he's going to the toilet now he's eating now. Or shouting at you and saying, wow, you asshole, or something. Yeah.
How would you explain in plain language how the voice actually come out and appears in your head? Because primarily it should come from your upper if you can see some kind of should lead this information into the brain.
So you mean the technical way?
Nick Begich talked about that yesterday.
Whatever here, it comes to the cochlea, okay? And this is information should come through the cochlea, because
through the. I think part of it is going through the bones, make the bones vibrating the ear. Part of it. I cannot explain everything.
Because it's not that simple. Because the voice itself has to have some kind of.
Part of it is like this cochlea.
That's the point. The cochlea nerve has 1 million nerves.
I think part of it is also overlaying brain frequencies with their own frequencies. But it's very complicated.
It's very complicated.
And the officials say that mind control doesn't exist. So,
it exists,
but they deny it.
Nobody never explained it technically wise.
It's in the literature, isn't it?
Yeah. Nick Begich explained it very good in his books, the books of Nick Begich. And also there are many patents who describe this. And I can show you the patents if you want. It's very good explained in these patents. Yeah? Yeah, also there are many attacks with microwave weapons. Many people don't have voice to skull, or some also don't have stalking, but attacks with microwave weapons, and this can cause nearly everything in your body. They can shoot at your stomach, at your head, at your, at your penis, or everywhere, at your legs. They can wake you up in the middle of the night by shooting you, and you wake up with the pain somewhere in your body. They can also make you tired if they want, or they can make you be awake, be aware when you want to sleep, and you cannot sleep. Sleep deprivation. They can cause sleep deprivation also by frequencies, by giving the right frequency. So these are some of the projects that the US had from the late 40s to 1907, something more, the 70s. But these are not everything. This is not everything. These are only some. MK Ultra is the most known. I think everybody knows what is MK Ultra. Artichoke was a project before MK Ultra, and after MK Ultra they changed the name to MK Search. These are different projects, partly of the CIA and other US things. Another project is Project Paperclip. Paperclip was about to take Nazi scientists from Nazi Germany, who partly worked in the concentration camps, partly made human experimentation, also with drugs, with mescaline and other drugs in the concentration camps. And the people from the US, from the CIA and from the government said, oh, look what they've done. They are very developed with these techniques, with manipulating people. Why should we not take them to the US that they could work for us? They are good scientists. So they took many of these people. Some sources say they have been 2,000. I don't know the exact number of how many they have been, but it has been many persons who who were put to the US and worked in this project, this secret project, partly, yeah, or in the military somewhere. One of them is Kurt Blome. Yeah, but Kurt Blome was not allowed to go to the USA. It was too good known. Yeah, but he was one of the Nazi scientists who worked in the concentration camps, experimented also with mescaline on, I don't know, on KZ-Insassen, on prisoners of concentration camps, and Russian soldiers or soldiers from other countries. So one of them is Dr. Sigmund Rascher. He was also a doctor who experimented with drugs, concentration camps. And this one, Walter Schreiber, he also. The next one, this guy he was the leader of MK Ultra, Sidney Gottlieb. He was a psychiatrist, as I know. And the next one is also very interesting. Donald Eben Cameron. I say Eben Cameron because of the things he did. He developed, I'm missing my paper. He developed something that was called psychic driving and depatterning. Depatterning was he took patients from hospital and gave them very strong electroshocks. Electroshocks were 30 or 40 times more higher and stronger than a typical electroshock therapy at this time. And he blew up the minds of these people. He drove it totally crazy. And with this psychic driving therapy, this was a kind of loops. He put voice recorders with sound, with loops of voices and of things, yeah, voices and something. And he played this for a long time. And the people who were lying in the hospital, they had to hear these voices every day. And he tried to put a new consciousness in these people. Yeah. So this is a picture that describes sensory deprivation. Sensory deprivation means that your eyes are blinded, your arms are put in this roles so that you cannot feel you anymore. You cannot get in touch with your body. And after a while, you begin to get hallucinations, and most of the people get very, very sick and very weird after a short period, maybe after two days of lying like this. You get many problems. And here they combine it with heavy drugs, with LSD, with mescaline, and barbiturates. And so they played with these people like rabbits or something, an experimentation. Yeah. Here is a picture of a cell. This is a small cell, and all these people were lying in the cell with these bandages and also dumped so they couldn't hear. What is not known? Everybody thinks MK Ultra is all about drugs and psychiatric experiences and so, but MK Ultra was also with radiation and with implants, with telemetry. Yeah, this is not, to many people, not known, but in the 60s, very early in the 60s, they also had programs, for example, Sub-Project 190. This was about radiation. This is a part of memo from a CIA memo, subproject 119. The purpose of this subproject is to provide funds for a study produced by to make a critical review of the literature and scientific development related to the recording, analysis, and interpretation of bioelectric signals from the human organism and approbation of human behavior by remote means. When initiated, this study was being done by a consultant basis by the reason for converting this into a sub-project is to provide more flexibility into the dispersal of funds for various kinds of associations and equipment needed. Yeah, I think at the last part, ABC, you can see what this project was about. Bioelectric sensors, sources of significant electrical potential and methods of pickup, recording, application, electronic tape and other multi-channel recording, analysis, autocorrelators, spectrum analysis, etc., and coordination with anatomic data processing equipment. Standardization of data for correlation with biochemical, physiological and behavioral indices, and techniques of activation of the human organism by remote electronic means. So this was the beginning of what we experience today. This is exactly the same thing.
Yes, I saw a question.
Yeah.
I would like to know if this information has been disclosed by the law in the United States. It's also disclosed the results of that study, not only the proposal for the study, but also the results. Do you have?
The results are destroyed by the CIA. Across the 70s, there was a committee, a church committee, who was looking at all this and trying to bring this thing to the public and to life. And the CIA illegally destroyed 90% or something of the data they had collected. So there is evidence, but it's only a small part of that what was there in the 70s before they destroyed it. There is also subproject 119. The divisions of the problem with net will naturally into 5 main areas: bioelectric sensors, sources of significant electrical potential and methods of pickup, recording, amplification, electronic tape, and other multi-channel recording. Analysis is the same like before. The next project was sub-project of MK Alpha was sub-project 142, and this was about implants. This was a sub-project with telemetry. This is the word when they use implants. But this was not the only one with sub-project with implants. There have been some more. So this is Frank Church. He was senator in the United States, and he was the leader of this committee who tried to bring all this CIA stuff into light and to public. I think it was in 1975. In this picture he shows the weapon. This is the CIA heart attack gun, a special weapon which the CIA used. I don't know if they used it, but I think I'm sure they must use it. This weapon could cause heart attacks. It worked with a kind of dart, frozen dart, and into this very small frozen dart there was a poison, and they could shoot this small dart into somebody's body, and the ice melted and the poison was in the body. It was only a very small sting, and no doctor would say that this is murder. Everybody who was developing would say, okay, this is natural death. There are many people, I think, that are dying from heart attack, sudden heart attack, and health people without health problems or something. I know at least, I don't know, one, two guys who died suddenly with heart attacks. Okay, this can be also natural, but it can also be murder. Yeah. Who proves what it is?
This guy is Jose Delgado. We have seen him yesterday more times, not only one time. Yeah, he's from Spain, and he worked in this video yesterday in this movie Remote Control. They said he's a pioneer in working with remote control. Yeah, I think this is what he was, a pioneer. He was the first one who implanted electrodes in the brain of a bull. But he was not only working with a bull, he worked also with apes, and later he worked with men, with patients of mental hospitals. So he didn't work only with animals. He was not only experimenting with animals. Yeah. This is his book, Physical Control of the Mind. Maybe we need to be inside of a psycho-civilized society, I don't know. This is what he thought, yeah. No, of course we don't need. We need our minds, and we need to think for ourselves. But I think guys like him, they thought we have to control everything and everybody. Yeah, we live in a world full with control freaks, and the problem is they are ruling us. Yeah? They have been here every time. But now, these days, we are ruled by control freaks. So let's see if the video works. It works, but without sound. This is sad. Okay, I can hear it.
There is sound.
Yeah, but there is no sound.
Here, but you have to put
Okay,
it.
oh, maybe. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We can see here the bull, and they're trying to get a reaction from the bull. And then Delgado had this remote control in his hand, and first, without the remote control, the bull attacked him, and after this, bull attacked him again, and he pushed the button, and the bull was turning around and going away.
So, okay, we didn't hear the video. This is a device, sonic assault. You can buy it over the internet. This is not a mind control device, but I think it's good to explain that you also can, with things like sonic, like sound, you can cause some things in the human body that are not very, very nice to experience. The following text is from the website. Yeah. Sonic assault is a unique high-pressure acoustic generating device which provides a substantial capability to disrupt and disperse speeches, demonstrations, crowd dynamics, etc. This device is being used to influence more of these than you might think. Developed near a podium, you might just have a case of an increasingly unfocused speaker with diminished sharpness and concentration. Or loitering youth near a store entrance might be encouraged to move along without need of a confirmation. So this is what you can legally buy. But I think the hard stuff, the real stuff, you cannot buy on the internet. And you cannot buy it next door, around the corner. Maybe you can buy things to rebuild a microwave oven. Yeah, this is not very complicated. But I think the things the TI suffer are mostly not done by microwave ovens. This is very primitive technology, and the things I experience and many others are done with very high developed technique. Yeah. The next thing is an EMP gun. You can also buy it on the internet. I don't know if you can buy it in Europe, but you can buy it in the US. For some of these things you can buy only plants, and some of these weapons you also can buy as a whole thing, ready to use, EMP. And the next one is a microwave gun, also very primitive microwave gun. You can buy the plans to build this in the internet on this web page. So if you have a microwave oven at your home, I think it's not a big problem to build something on your own. This is a microwave weapon that can be built inside of a door, a car door. And I took this from a website from Rheinmetall. That's a German company, very big company that creates weapons, all kinds of weapons, and they also create microwave weapons. Yeah, this picture you cannot find anymore. It disappeared. Yeah, but I was lucky. I captured it. Yes.
What is the best way of protecting yourself from
That's a good question. I also want to know.
If one of your neighbors produces something that sometimes happens, it's shoot such a device, what is the best way to protect yourself?
There are different materials you can buy. There are shops in the internet. You can buy stuff. Also special clothes. You can buy metal. You can make a metal shield. I think the best thing is a metal shield, but metal is also expensive. It has to be a car like a cage. There's also the floor has to be closed. Everything, the door has to be closed. Everything. And this is very expensive and not easy to do. And they can also switch the frequency. Yeah? So you cannot make a protection that fits for everything. Yeah? They can also use laser maybe, or they can change the frequency and then the protection doesn't work anymore. So you have to try different kinds of stuff, of metal or something, maybe copper and iron. I don't know what is the English word for iron. Iron. Yeah, copper and iron I think is not bad. And also Mühlmetall is good for Mühlmetall. In German it's called Mühlmetall.
Not really practical because it would require a lot of
Mühlmetall is a mixture of iron and nickel, I think. And this is against low frequencies, not high frequencies. That is taps against low frequencies. I don't know. There is a company in Holland. I think the name is Holland Shielding, and they make these cages or they offer the shieldings, but I don't know how much they cost, and I think it's very expensive. Let me please finish, okay? Okay.
To follow the question of the colleague, I have researched in the technical literature, and the best thing I found is an article from an Indian guy that has discovered conductive processes that are
I would like to
transmitting both magnetic and electric fields, yield very high frequency range. And then trying to put a practical solution to put this folder with high effects Q in a, let's call it a bay, I don't know what kind of fabric it is, a very thin fabric to make a very high frequency efficient Faraday cage. That's enough. If you are in my list, I will start
maybe it's good to make some small groups that work on this problems. Yeah? People who are good in technical things can be together, and yeah, we need specialists. So the time is short. I'm not as far as I wanted to go. This is a screenshot from a US website. It's also not online anymore. It's about voice to skull. Yeah. But this was a military site. This is interesting. Yeah, I wanted to show you some patents, but maybe I think I don't have time, so I just say the name of all these patents. This is a German patent. It's called Gedankenübertragung. It's called thought reading, Gedankenübertragung. I don't know, Übertragung. Transmission, yeah, thought transmission. Thank you. The next one is multifunctional radio frequency directed energy system. This is a US patent, which can also be used as a microwave weapon. I have to be quick now, sorry. Yeah, this is also a US patent, apparatus and method for remotely monitoring and altering brain waves. Yeah, this is very old. This is from 1976. This is one of the oldest microtrope patents. How it is called? Apparatus and method for remotely monitoring and altering brain waves. Method and apparatus for changing brainwave frequency, also a US patent. And so on. I have prepared some of this, but we don't have to go through all. If you are interested in these patents, I have links to them on my website. My website is e-waffen.de. Waffen is a German word for weapons. It's like e-weapons.de, and you can see all these patents there. e-waffen.de. It's German, like Deutschland. Okay, now I'm finished. I can quit now because the time is over. Thank you for listening.